Yo, women, I promise you, women are always like the main beef. Stephon said that the beef between him and Jay-Z started over a girl that looked like me.
Now, you've had a history of being very critical of Jay-Z and Beyonce with strong allegations, right? I just want to know what your thoughts are on the Roots picnic, his afro, and him dissing all those people.
Wait. Jay-Z like telling them they couldn't dance?
No, remember like during his freestyle, he dissed so many people,
Oh,
including
yeah. He's got to stand up for himself right now and make himself. He's got to cast his spells. He's got to do his little magic, and he's got to do what he's got to do. I don't blame him. You know what I mean?
What did you think of the afro?
Yo, it was so put on. Like whatever Dame Dash said about him, everything Dame Dash said was hilarious. I was sitting there busting up. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's just trying too hard to relate, trying too hard to be black, trying too hard to be one of the people. You know, like bro, you ain't one of the people. You haven't been one of the people since like fucking 1993.
Well, it was really interesting that like I think it was like maybe a month prior to the picnic, he was saying that he doesn't feel or doesn't know if like battling should be a part of the culture anymore.
Oh.
And then he came out and did that freestyle, so a lot of people were confused. But I felt like, and I like Jay's music, but you know, I feel like a lot of people can't be objective fans. So like a lot of the fans that I brought this up to, they were like, he's not dissing, he's not battling, he's checking temperature. And I'm like, bro, you just like picking and choosing like what you want it to be. Like, you know, like come on. But I saw that you did have a lot of support for Dame Dash. What did you think about him saying, you know, he was embarrassed for Jay, his breath smells like cinnamon doo-doo?
Hilarious. And then in the tone he delivered it in, it wasn't like a straight like dig, like he was coming at him. He was like, I feel bad for the guy, you know? And really, that's just the sentiment. Because if you think about it, this man sold himself so deep into the system that he can't even, it's so hard for him to come back out and even be with his people.
Why don't you go get a record deal with Dame Dash? He got that artist Nicki Licky, and I think you rap better than Nicki Licky. You could totally do.
Me? Really? Yo, I would partner with Dame Dash. Yo, I'm out here, Dame. Come holler.
And she just dropped the diss track recently, and it just, oh man, it's
really,
I don't know,
bad?
it's a little embarrassing, but
oh no,
Dame was doing his cinnamon doo-doo thing too, but it was a little much. But okay, now I know you don't like Jay, right? But can you please be objective about this part? Dame said that Drake can't beat Kendrick, but he can beat Jay-Z. Do you really think that he could beat Jay-Z in a battle?
He said that on purpose. Like using Drake, the lowest, you know what I mean? The biggest industry plant, the one manufactured and fabricated, you know what I mean? On purpose to even lower him even more. I was like, brilliant, Dame, brilliant.
Wait, you don't like Drake?
The kid from Degrassi, the Canadian kid?
Okay, but what about Kendrick though? Are you a Kendrick fan?
No.
No, so
absolutely not.
Who do you like more, Drake or Kendrick?
Neither.
Who won the battle?
Neither. It was fake. Fake beef. It's entertainment. It's fabricated. It was a publicist coming here. So we're going to have you guys doing this, put together. And you put out to the, you know, you need that for entertainment. You need polarity to get people, you know, to get the people going. It's got to be provocative.
But don't you feel like as far as the culture goes, right? Have you ever seen the culture turn on somebody quicker than they did on Drake? Like prior to the beef though, right? People weren't really viewing him like, oh, you white boy. Then all of a sudden when that beef happened, like people really started looking at him like that.
Because truth really resonates. So once it just kind of, it like sparked everything and like put a spotlight, and once the spotlight is put on there and everything is transparent and you're seen in your nakedness, then it's a wrap. So at this point, the general consensus is, except like the few like there's demographics that are lost in other dimensions and compartments and are not like elevated here, but for the most part, the collective knows that the guy's not a real rapper. He doesn't write. He's an industry like a legit plant.
You don't think that everybody was back on his dick, or not everybody, but a lot of people were back on his dick as when he dropped those 3 albums? It seemed like people were like, "Oh, everything's good now."
Like the recent 3 albums?
Yeah.
All I've seen is skip. I've heard people say skip, 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 skip. Drake fell off. I don't know what happened. People are like, it sounds good, but it's not hitting. Like that's the only content I've seen about Drake. I haven't seen any Drake worshipers since.
All right. Back to Dame, right? I like Dame, but I feel like every single interview is of him talking about his past issues or current issues with somebody from Rockefeller, whether it's Jay, whether it's Cameron and stuff. And it's just like, I want so much more for Dame. And I think it's kind of sad.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't know I get it, like, because I have been stuck in spaces too, we're just talking about the past, old people who hurt me or whatever, and not have, like, had very little ability to get out of it, and he could be stuck there. Either one of the 2 things, he's either stuck or he's making money off it by continuing to talk about it.
Well, I interviewed somebody recently, the Bad Seed, and he brought up a good point. He said that like the one win that Dame has had over Jay is that he got Aaliyah because they fell out over her pretty much, basically, right?
Mhm,
And in the end, it's like he's really hurt and he's acting out in a way that doesn't seem like he's hurt, you know? It just seems like he's bitter and upset from, I guess, a manly perspective.
mhm.
But like at the root of it, that's what it's really about. He does love Jay-Z, but he's just hurt as a person.
Yo, women, I promise you, women are always like the main beef. Stefan said that the beef between him and Jay-Z started over a girl that looked like me. So, like, it's women will cause wars. And look at this lifelong war over one woman.
But what's so crazy to me though, right? It's like, okay, you guys are in business together. You guys are friends, we would like to think, right? Because you guys started since Reasonable Doubt and everything. You have money, you have power, you have all these things. Your pick of the litter of women are throwing themselves at you just to even be next to you. Why go after the one that your man is interested in? Your buddy is interested in? Why? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Value. Yeah, she's in high demand. Men like high value, they like a challenge, and they wanna be the winner. Men have an insatiable desire for power and control, and it's about that. It's not even necessarily about the woman. It's about all the energy and the conductivity around the woman.
It's just so sad because you look at like how many lives were affected because you guys fell out over that woman pretty much. Because it's the end of Rockefeller. It's like the artists that weren't as big names obviously lost out on a lot of opportunities too, and
Mhm.
things were never the same, especially for
Yeah.
Dame. But like, I
Dang.
guess Jay benefited,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the end.
yeah.
But